Namaste, everyone. Good morning. Okay, let's start. What we did last class? Anybody remember? We didn't try that, right? I think. Parvanji.
Yes, Satishji. Yeah, we did.
How many variations we did?
We did not do the variation. We were doing we were discussing.
Okay,
Uh,
but we didn't do any variation. Did we play the main theme or we didn't even play the
yes,
main?
yes, we did, and you asked to practice everyone for uh, double speed.
And what was the speed we decided?
45.
Okay, perfect. So, is everybody okay with 45 or still there is little bumpy ride? Saranya, are you okay with 45? Perfect, good. Parvanji, you are okay with 45?
45 is okay. 40 is more comfortable at present.
40
But
is comfortable. Okay. Okay. Yeah, we will slow down it basically. Then. It's okay. Kedar, you are okay with 45? Good. And Rashi, you are okay? Okay, perfect. Let's go with instead of 40, I think it's okay. Let's go with 40 today. We'll play main theme for 5 minutes at 40 speed. How long? For 5 minutes. Okay. See, why I'm insisting to play 5 minutes is there is some reason behind it. That the more you practice the main theme, the better your variations will be. Because if you look at it, the variation approach of the qaida, mainly they will have the phrases associated to the main theme. There will not be anything new. So if you practice main theme for extended time, that make the passage to get the variation very quickly and very easily. And utilize the same approach for any qaida if you learn in future for any tal, any phrase, any zati. Main theme is, that's why we call it, the name itself is main. Main is what? The focal point, right? The importance point. So once you establish your thought, and again, my whole purpose even to get you to up to the speed 50. Now those who are 45, okay, last week, now probably March it, see if you can get to the 50. So 50 is probably a target. Those who are appearing for exam, keep the target that you are reaching 50 speed basically. Now, this is another point to remember, note down probably, that if you are presenting, performing, or you are appearing for exam, let's say preparing for exam, and if your target speed is X, okay, your practice should be X plus 10. So another trouble, right? So if your performance, if you are presenting, if you are competing, this kind at 50 speed for your exam or anything, then your practice should be plus 10. Then you will have a much comfortness in performing, playing or executing. That is always there because there are a lot of variable happens in the reality. The very first thing is a little pressure, and no matter what happens, you get a little pressurized with the examiner or even with the performance. So to you used to that kind of environment approach, feel it's good to push little further, get us established there, and now probably slow down when you probably perform somewhere. Is that okay? Everybody remember that? So right now, I think most of you are 45 except probably Pramananji. But every week we will march or we will target it to see that how much we are going further. Is that okay? Everybody okay? Probably it's okay to write down those points so that you will remember those and you will plan it, your practice accordingly. And practicing Qaida, main theme, every day is important. Don't miss any day. Even 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes, 5 minutes, any time is good time. Any time. Instead of not touching at all to tabla. 5 to 10 minutes is ideal time for your level. Minimum 5 to 10 minutes. But if you couldn't, by whatsoever reason, at least play 2, 3 minutes. But don't skip a day. Skipping a day makes you down. Let me probably explain a little more. Sorry, I'm talking too much, but it's good to probably embed something in a thought of understanding the importance of the practice basically. Let's say you are practicing today, right? Tomorrow, if you practice, you go up. Day after tomorrow, practice, you go up. Day after again. So every day you practice, you keep going up basically, right? Now, let's say today you practice, tomorrow you didn't practice, you go down one level. Day after tomorrow, you don't practice, go down one. Now, you practice another 2 days, you are again here. So, skipping a day and practicing next day is like a seesaw. You don't go upward. So remember that point basically. So everyday practice will take you upward ladder. Missing a day will bring you down. Remember that point. And then again, if you practice, then missing a day, practicing, missing a day, practicing, you are within that zone only. You are not making any progress basically. So again, the request is practicing every day is the key part. Everybody agrees and everybody will follow that, please. Prithvi. Okay, good. Okay, now let's try to play at 40 speed. We will play the main theme for 5 minutes, okay? I'll use the Rag Charukeshi. Let me try using my phone. I think that my iPad has a little trouble. It won't capture the correct sound. Hiltal, Charukeshi, and 40. So we'll play direct double, okay? For 5 minutes, non-stop. Is it okay if I stop sharing screen or you want me to share the screen? What do you guys think? Stop sharing is okay? So you can watch
Yes.
me in full screen? Okay,
Yes.
perfect. Excellent. So let's stop sharing and then so that you can watch me in the full screen. Can you see my tabla? Perfect. Can you hear Naira? Okay. We'll play direct double from the next cycle, okay? Even if you make a mistake, try to patch it up as much as you can, okay? Those who played 45, for you guys it will be easy. Dhage, na, dha, dha, dhage, na, dhit, ka, kit, na, dha, dha, dhit, dhage, na, dhit, dhage, na, dha, dha, dhit, dhage, na, dhit, ka, kit, na, dha, dha, dhit, dhage, na, dhit. One last time. Is that doable, everybody? Sonia, you're okay? Prithvi, I was not able to see your tabla. If you can change your angle so I can watch while you play, that will be good. I would prefer to see the top of the tabla, not the side. Yeah, that's better. Or move it slightly to the left, probably. I can't see your full. Yeah, that's okay. Perfect. Okay. Well, Kedar, you are okay? Perfect. And Rashi, you are okay? Excellent. Good. Now let's try to bump it to 50. Okay. I think let's see how that goes. Even if there is little stop and go, that's okay. At some point, we need to push ourselves, right? So let's think that way and see if we can play at 50 for 5 minutes. Is that okay? Everybody okay to be able to that? Okay. So I'm moving to 50, okay? Another 5 minutes, okay? Just give me 1 second, okay? Okay, let's start. Next cycle. Another 5 minutes, okay? At 50 speed, maintain. You're not able to play at this speed?
No.
Okay, okay. So, but 40 was okay? You were able to play?
Not really. I think I need a little bit of practice.
Okay, but make sure that you practice it, okay? Saranya, you're okay? Wow, good. Rashi, you're okay? Perfect, good. Parmananji?
I played well, but 2 or 3 times I lost the
That's okay.
track.
3 times is not a big deal. That's good. And what about Kedar? Excellent. Very good. So keep target this week that you can go 50 plus. So now let's go with 55. Okay. We'll not play for 5 minutes. We'll play for 2 minutes. Okay. But let's try to see how it 55 goes. Is that okay, everybody? I think Prithvi, you can probably just recite it if you can't play, or if you want to push yourself, see how much you can able to get it there. Okay. So this is 55. We'll play for a couple of minutes, not 5 minutes. Okay. Just to give you the feel that how you can increment in the order of the speed. Direct double. Start. One last time. How was this? Suranya, you're okay? Or little long enough?
I think that was kind of fast, so I have to practice at this speed.
Okay, that's okay. That's perfectly all right. Good. Paramahanji, you're okay?
I was able to follow it. Sometimes one or two times lost the track, but it was okay.
Good, very good. So again, coming back to the objective, Kedar, you're okay?
I times.
Your mic is mute, Kedar.
So I played. I lost track like 2 or 3 times.
Okay, that's okay. But again, coming back to the objective, try to increment at least one or two count every day while you practice with the Lega. That's your objective. And I think one or two count increasing is not a big deal for you guys. Okay, so keep that agenda. And next week we'll see if we can touch 260 next week. Okay, write down that as an objective. Prithvi, you need to push a lot. Probably if you can't even play at 50, then basically. So just make sure that you practice a little extra. So next week's target we'll keep it 60. How far you can go, and then we'll go from there. Okay. Now let's go to the next Rela main theme. I'm skipping the variation of this today. Okay. We'll do the variation probably sometime later once you get to the 60 speed. Okay. So that's the target basically. Now let's go to the next Qaida. Everybody has access to this online doc? No? Okay, perfect.
Yes,
Good.
Satyaji. We have
Okay, good, good. So this was the theta qaida. Now let's go to the another qaida, which we called as a, again it is based on tin tal only, because tin tal is tal what we are learning right now. So this is also chatusra zati qaida, based on the phrase ti ra ki ta, okay, based on the tal tin tal, okay, and that is also part of your exam syllabus, prarambhik, which we call as a prarambhik exam. So those who are appearing for exam, this is part of your syllabus. Make sure you follow that. Now, first thing, always we try to see a main theme in phrases. Okay, the phrase always give you the chemistry geometry of how the linking of or the following the approach of the whole theme of the qaida. Okay, so again, main theme has two parts which we discuss. First one is open part, and then second one is khali part. Right? Ending part of the opening or ending phrase of the opening part is always a close baya. Ten na kena. That's what you must have probably observed in your Theta Qaida. Same rule here. Irrespective of phrase, irrespective of tal, irrespective of any Qaida, the ending phrase of the opening part is always a close baya. Close baya means it is ten na kena. Whereas the ending phrase of the khali part is always an open bar. Dhinnaya. So those two phrases will be always complementary to each other. This part in always in any tab, any qaida basically. Okay, so remember that point. Now the open part has all opening baya except the last phrase. Opening baya means dha, dhin, ghe, etc. That's what we call as an open baya with more resonance, right? And close baya is either you close baya or don't play the baya, and that's what we call as a khali part. So khali part has less resonance of the baya. Opening part has a maximum resonance of the open baya, except the last phrase. Okay, except the, and that is all rule applies for any qaida going further. It's not only for this qaida or the previous qaida which we learned. Rather, this is a law. The meaning of qaida means rule, law, right? So this is one of the rule we follow for any qaida. Now, if you look at it, the phrases first. Let's look at the first phrase of the open baya. Okay, first phrase is tha. Okay, now for tirakita, I have underlined tira as a one group and I have underlined kita as a one group. If you see that there is an underline, tira underline, kita underline, and here also tira kita I have underlined basically. So what does it mean? But for other dha ge na another phrase, dhin na another phrase, dha ge another phrase, tin na ke na another phrase, and dha is standard. I didn't underline it. So anybody can think of it. What is the significance of that underlining tira as a one group and kita as a one group? Any thought? It's okay even if you say wrong thing. I'm okay with that. But think logically. Think that what you can able to have the thoughts and see if you can say something. Anybody? Yes, Parmanji.
Is considered one syllable and has to be double speed.
Exactly. So tira consider as a not you cannot consider one syllable. You consider two syllable playing in one beat. Okay, so that's why the speed of Tiragita bumps up double than any other syllable or any other phrase in the Qaida. Okay, so write down that probably as a additional thought. The phrase Tirakita in this Qaida will be played double the speed than any other phrase. The phrase Tirakita in this Qaida will be played at double the speed basically. Okay, so remember that part. That's why I have just put it underlined for Tirak. Wherever the occurrence of Tirakita, you follow the same thing in the open part as well as in the Khali part. Okay, is that thought okay, everybody? Now let's move to the next part basically. So let's first understand the phrases. So first phrase is da. Okay, then Tirakita. We are just going with the phrases to start with. Dha, Tirakita. The next phrase is Dha, Ge, Da. Now if you observe here, Dha is how many syllable? One syllable. Tirakita how many syllable? Four syllable. Dha, Ge, Na how many syllable? Three syllable. And Dhinna how many syllable? Two syllable. So the Jati of the Qaida doesn't depict or dictate that how many syllables should be there in the phrase. For example, dha is a syllable we call as a simple phrase. Tirakita is a syllable, but tirakita has how many syllables? Four. Dha ge na another phrase. How many syllables? Three. Dhin na another phrase. How many syllables? Two. So the rule or the thought you should have in mind that the syllable, the phrase occurring or the syllable occurring in the phrase does not have any relation to the zati of the qaida. So the meaning of Chatusara Jati means you are having a rhythm of 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Chatusara stands for 4, right? So your rhythm is 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. But that rhythm is one aspect, and the chemistry, the geometry of connecting the phrases together has no relation that each phrase has to be four syllable. No. So make sure you write down that point and remember that point. That syllable can be one, that phrase can be one beat, phrase can be two beat, phrase can be three beat, phrase can be four beat, phrase can be n number of beats. That doesn't relate to the zati. So now the same phrases you can also see in Chatusra Jati, Tisra Jati Kaida. Okay, so that doesn't have that rule that Jati is not related to the number of phrases or the number of syllable of the phrases coming into the Kaida. So what I am telling, the Jati of the Kaida, okay, does not relate or depends that how many syllable per phrases should be occurring. It could be one, two, three, four, any syllable. Is that part clear? So no question in understanding that part?
I have a question.
Yeah, that's good.
You determine what is and what isn't a phrase. Like here we have dage na as a phrase, but later on, dage by itself is a phrase. So how do you
Correct.
what is and what is not a phrase?
Okay, so generally it may be a little hard for you to understand every phrase as of now, but as you learn more phrases, your vocabulary will start developing into that. Your dictionary will start developing that, and you will start realizing that, oh, this is a phrase or this is not a phrase. And that's why generally, when I teach, I do teach everything in the phrases first, and then if you go down, probably then we go back into the lay or rhythm. So if you scroll down, now this one, sorry, my bad. This section, what you see here, it is in the lay or the rhythm. Now here it is very hard for you to see which phrases are, because dha, tir, kit, dha, ge. I'm talking about here basically. Okay, dha, tir, kit, dha, ge, na, dhin, na, tir, kit. It's very difficult to analyze, understand what the phrases are at your beginner's level. That's why I do probably indicate this thing to start with, so that you learn, you develop your vocabulary, you develop your library, you develop your dictionary. Oh, dhage is phrase, dhage na is also phrase, dhinna is phrase, dhinna kena is phrase. Now, if you look at it just for a fun, how many phrases from this kaida were there in the previous kaida? Can you analyze? How many phrases from this kaida were there in the earlier kaida, Tita kaida, which will. Okay, let me scroll up so that you can watch. You can probably take a screenshot of this and see. I'm guaranteed that Tinna Kena was surely there. Dhinna Kena was sure there, right? And let's now look at it basically. What are the other phrases? So let me scroll up and then I can show it to you. What are the other phrases probably? Okay. So let's go to the Tita Kaida in phrases. Okay. So let's compare now. Tinna Kena was there. You see, Dhage was there, right? Dhinna was there, right? Theta was the original phrase, so theta will not occur in the next kaida because theta and tiragita though are different phrases. So their existence will not be same at all. Because this kaida is based on theta phrase, the next kaida we are playing is on tiragita base. But if you see that dha was standalone, but dhada is another phrase here. So instead of dha, we have dhada as a standalone phrase here, basically. So like that, as you learn more kaida, you try to learn more number of phrases in your vocabulary. And I was I able to understand your question, or still there is any doubt?
Because the rhythm stays in 1, 2, 3, 4, does tita being in a phrase over tita da being in a phrase, that doesn't affect how we played at all, right? Because the rhythm remains 1, 2, 3, 4.
Exactly. See, rhythm is one aspect which we must follow, but on the rhythm, it superimpose the phrases. On the rhythm, it superimpose the phrases. So how do you say? For example, when I'm saying this, especially this kind of has a two syllable, but let me see basically. So tita dhage thinna dhada tita dhage tinna kena. Fortunately, in this kaida, if you see that they are mostly two phrases. Dhage, thinna, dhada, right? Tita, dhage. Tinna kena was only 4 bit, but other than that, everything was two, most of the phrases, right? But now, if you scroll to the next kaida, Tirakita, that is not the case. So let's come back to the point. What you want to probably get explanation here is,
Okay, just one question on the way.
yeah,
So it should be phrases should be apparent in reciting, right? Timing is still same, just the phrases should be coming out in reciting.
exactly. So that's why you're timing the lay. No choice to the lay. You can't change the lay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 all the time. 1, 2, 3, 4. No choice in changing that at all anytime.
Your
But now the phrase what you are saying will override that lay.
yeah.
The accent wise I'm talking. So watch again here. So here, if I go with this speed, okay. So I'm going with this speed. Okay, watch again here. What I'm saying basically here. So dha tira kita dha gena dhinna. So is there anywhere gena dhinna phrase in earlier? No, there was no gena dhinna phrase. Or was there any tira kita dha ge phrase? No. So how do you recite now? This is what I'm trying to come that you have to keep the rhythm of 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. But now reciting dha tira kita dha gena. So now where I'm accenting? I'm accenting on this dhagena, right? I'm accenting on dhinna. I'm accenting on tirakita. I'm accenting on dhage, right? And I'm accenting on tinna kena. So dha tirakita, dhagena. Now this dhage more accent, but this dha is not coming on the clap. Dha tirakita, dhagena, dhinna, tirakita, dhage, tin. So while you recite, you have to recite as per the phrases, not by holding your lay as a 1, 2, 3, 4. That's what I'm telling. 1, 2, 3, 4 is your lay, which you cannot change. But on that lay, you are superimposing your kaida as per the phrases, accenting as per the. So again, if I say other way, okay, watch again here, okay. So if I'm saying tha tirakita tha gena dhinna tirakita dhage dhinna kena. Where were our phrases which we talked about? No, that gena dhinna is not a phrase. Tirakita dhage is not a phrase. Dhinna kena was phrase, so which way is okay. But when the phrases are 1 beat, 2 beat, 3 beat, other than 4 or 2, you will have trouble. And your accent, you are saying, you are reciting, and you are playing. So while playing also, I will not be playing tha tira kita tha ge na din na tira kita tha ge din na. No, rather what I will play tha tira kita tha ge na din na tira kita tha ge din. So I am showing those phrases when I am playing. I'm not doing tha tira kita tha ge na din na tira kita tha ge din na ke na. No. Is that answer your question, Parvanji?
Yes, I mean it's very clear now that the phrases can be
But,
divided
but
in.
let me tell you, this is not easy.
Yeah.
This is not easy unless you get used to, unless you practice. And that's why the first qaida which we did was a simple qaida. I didn't, we can do a many complex qaida, okay? Very complex qaida. But if I start teaching you complex kaida, you will say goodbye. I don't want to learn. So the first kaida which we learned was not having this scenario: one syllable phrase, two syllable phrase, three syllable phrase, four syllable phrase. So that's not probably the recommended here. So the thought is basically you should elaborate as per the phrases. Was that okay? Is that answer your question? Okay. Now again I'm telling you, this is not going to happen within one day. Whatever I am reciting with the thought here, so my accent is, watch again here. Dha tera kita or dha tera kita, and this, especially this dha ge na, this is going to kill you. This is not easy to say dhagena by holding rhythm of 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. No. Again, dhinna also. Why? The concept which we called, or the terminology which we called, is a offbeat. Write down that word, offbeat. Now this dha is offbeat. What is the meaning of offbeat means? Let me explain that. So this dha is offbeat. This dhin is offbeat. Anybody can explain what is offbeat means? This dhin is offbeat. This dha is offbeat. Or this. So these three syllables are difficult to hold a rhythm and accent more. But this dha is easy because it is on the beat. Okay? This dha is easy. Sorry, I don't know what is that. I'm doing something wrong today. Okay. So this dha is easy because it is on the beat. Tera kita is easy because it's on the beat. 10 is easy on the beat. So beat means when you are clapping 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So anything comes on that one or the clap, which we call on the beat. Anything comes other than one beat, we call off beat, basically. And that's why in this kaida, there are multiple phrases which are not starting on the beat, which are off the beat, away from the clap, basically, or away from the first rhythm of 1, 2, 3, 4. Is that understanding is clear, or still there is an ambiguity? So again, to conclude, you have to keep rhythm of 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, but accent as per the phrases, starting syllable of the phrase. What I'm using? Starting syllable of the phrases. So dha of dhagena, right? This is the starting syllable. Dhin of dhinna, dha of dhage. So those will get accent. So dha tera kita, dhage na, dhinna tera kita, dhage dhinna kena. Now you see the phrases are coming. Are you understanding, everybody? Or still little doubt here? Make sure you understood the concept here, because this is a new concept which was not in the previous Kaida, but this has to be getting acquainted quickly and easily, basically. Otherwise, you will keep struggling the output. And that's what we don't want, to struggle. Of course, there will be struggle to start with, but if you focus, if you attend properly, if you try to concentrate properly, you will able to achieve this. Of course, with little more extra practice, and it may take a little more time. It's not going to happen today, even not, I don't think, even next week. But practice it while. How you practice? So without clapping, first you practice dha tera kita, dha ge na, then na, tera kita, dha ge, then na ge. So again, coming back to basically, we are reciting as per the phrases. So don't even clap it to start with. Go with this. Dha tera kita, dha ge na, then na, tera kita, dha ge, then na ke na, khali ta tera kita, ta ke na, then na, tera kita, dha ge, then na ge. So where I am accenting, let me highlight. So this dha I am accenting, this ti I am accenting, this dha I am accenting, this then I am accenting, This ti I am accenting. This dha I am accenting. I don't know what's sorry. This dha I am accenting, and this din I am accenting. Out of that, which are offbeat? Can somebody tell me which are offbeat again? So this dha is offbeat, so I am circling it, right? This dha is offbeat, so I am circling it. This T is offbeat, so I'm circling again, right? So dha te rakita, dha ge na, dhinna. So this dhinna is also offbeat, right? No, dhinna is okay, I think, yeah. Okay, so those things should get accent while you recite. Now let's go one by one. I want everybody to recite it with the phrases. Can you see the screen and probably just recite it as per the phrases? Don't clap it to start with. Just recite it with the phrases. Are you understanding the concept? Just only do the first part. Who want to go first? Varnya, you're okay to go first?
Dha tirakita dha ge na dhin na tirakita dha ge tin na ke na.
Perfect. Say the khali part also if you can. The second part. Ta tere kita.
Ta tirakita ta ke na tin na tirakita dha ge dhin na ge na.
Then also give accent. Then na again also. So this then will also be accent. Right. In both the cases. So this then also will have accent. Okay. This then also. So try one more time, top to bottom, without stopping.
Dha tirakita dha ge na dhin na tirakita dha ge tin na ke na. Ta tirakita ta ke na tin na tirakita dha ge dhin na ge na.
Excellent. So practice this reciting at your home. 50 times, 100 times, 200 times, 1000 times. Okay. That is important so that you develop that vocabulary of the phrases. So Rashid, again coming back to your question, as you recite with these phrases, you develop the vocabulary of the phrases in your thought, in your feeling. And this is important. That's why I always teach the phrases associated with the qaida first, so that you know where the accent points are. And those accent points are important. Those are high level pick points in your presentation. But your live beat is not probably there. And that's what the trouble is. And that's why we call them as off beat. And anything in the music which goes off beat, people start getting little nervous or they miss or they make a mistake, basically. So offbeat is such a part in the music which need extra attention, which need to probably focus more to start with, to learn, to understand, to develop, so that we learn. Is that clear? But Swarena, what you said was perfect. But make sure you do that exercise every day, at least for a certain time. Okay. Parvani, you want to try?
Yes, Satish. धा तेरा किट धागे ना धिन्ना तेरा किट धागे तिन्ना के ना ता तेरा किट ताके ना तिन्ना तेरा किट धागे धिन्ना गे ना.
Perfect. Good. Rashi, you want to try?
Da tira kita da ke na dinna tira kita da ke dinna kena da tira kita da ke na dinna tira kita da ke dinna kena.
Perfect. But practice, the more you practice, right? I mean, everybody, the more it will be smooth, right? Basically. So, reciting on the clap or reciting with the lyra or reciting without clap or lyra is very important exercise going further. Don't think or don't have impression that this tabla is only a performing art. So why we are wasting time in reciting? No. If you have that thought in your mind, please remove that thought. Reciting is equally 50% important than you practice. Because reciting is as well as you are virtually playing, you are virtually performing. Reciting is. You develop that thought, you develop the feel, you develop that approach. Once it is developed, taking out with the hands is piece of cake. But if it is not developed here, it is not going to easily come out with your performance. So remember one more important element. Always spend some time in the reciting when you practice. Always, especially any new thing which you learn, focus on the reciting. Okay, excellent, good. So who is the next? Kedar, you're okay to say? Yeah, go ahead, Kedar.
Da tere kita da ge na din
Ah,
na.
Ge will not have accent. Dha tera kita dha ge na denna tera kita dha ge denna ge ta tera kita ta ge na denna tera kita dha ge denna ge. So if you say dha tera kita dha ge na, gena is not a phrase, right? Dha ge na is a phrase. You understood, Kedar? Okay, try again one more time.
Da tere kita da ge na din na tere kita da ge din na ge na ta tere kita ta ge na din na tere kita da ge din na ge na.
Perfect, good. Prithvi, you want to try?
Okay. Da tere kita da ge din na tere
Ah,
kita.
Dhage na dinna. You're missing na. Dhage na. It's not dhage dinna. Dhage na dinna. You're missing that na here.
Da tere kita
No,
da
no.
ge na.
Start again. Start from dhage na. Don't change the. Don't skip it.
Da tira kita da ge na dinna tira kita da ge dinna kena da tira kita da kena dinna tira kita da ge dinna kena.
I didn't see much accent on any phrases, unfortunately, Prithvi. You are saying pretty flat. Dha tira kita, dhage na, dinna, tira kita. That is not what we are trying to achieve, Prithvi, here. I need to clearly see that you are accenting on these phrases a lot more than anything else, which is not unfortunately happening. So can you try again? Make sure that you accent on these phrases here. Your voice, your energy has to go up at these phrases here. It should not be the same what you try to achieve right now, basically. That is not correct. I hope you are understanding what we are trying to do here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Da tira kita da ge na da.
Now let's start over from the top. Why you are skipping the open part? Just start from the top.
Da tira kita da ge dinna tira kita da.
Again, you are missing this na. I don't think you are focusing Prithvi at all. Why you are missing dha, na again?
Oh.
You want to try again or come back a little later when you practice a little more probably?
I'll practice it.
Okay, that's fine. But make sure you practice it. Otherwise, you'll stuck there forever basically. Okay, make sure that you don't do that. Okay, now before we stop here, let's say that how you practice dha tera kita dha gena. Only this phrase, okay? We'll practice only this phrase, dha tera kita dha gena. Okay, so let me stop sharing and we'll practice that phrase so that you can practice that phrase every day. So, dha tira. Everybody know how to play tiragida, villain tiragida? Everybody? Okay, perfect. So Rashi, you know how to play tiragita? Okay, you are okay. Okay. So dha tiragita dha ge na. Keep playing. Dha. So ge, make sure you play with the index finger. Dha ge na is same as a ta. So dha ge na. Dha ge na. Okay, from the top to bottom. 1, 2, ready, go. Dha tiragita dha ge na. Keep playing. One last time. Was that phrase okay? Okay. So just practice that phrase. I think let's go one more phrase if you have a little time. Just let me share the doc. So dha tera kita dhagena. Then let's practice dhinna tera kita. And then dhage tinna kena we already learned in the other kaida, right? So let's practice dhinna tera kita. Okay? So let's practice dhinna tera kita. So dhinna tera kita. Then you are playing on the right side at 4 o'clock. Then na on the kinar. Ti ra ti ta. Then na ti ra ti ta. Top to bottom. Ha, ti, ra, ta, ha, e, ha, in, ha, ti, ra, ti, ta. Any phrase, ha, e, in, ha, ke, na. Dhage tinna ke na was the same in the earlier kaida. Ha, ge, in, na, ke, na. So top to bottom, first part. 1, 2, ready, go. Ha, ti, ra, ti, ta, ha, e, ha, in, ha, ti, ra, ti, ta, ha, e, in, ha, ke, is that okay? So practice this at slow speed, then gradually see how much you can increase the speed. We will learn the complete main theme next week, basically. Apart from that, make sure you also practice theta qaida to reach to your targeted 60 speed. So you have two homeworks this week. One is theta qaida main theme practice every day, at least 5 minutes. I would say practice that, please. And this main theme of theta qaida open part only. You can practice for another 2-3 minutes, whatever your capacity. Is that okay? Any question to anyone? No? Okay, I think we'll stop for today. Thank you. Namaste. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.